I invite now Valdis Dombrovskis, Nadia Calvino Santamaria, Hertian Kopman, and Volodymyr Kuzio to stay at the stage, and we are signing the next agreement between the European Investment Bank by Teresa Chervinska and the Ukrainian government, Vasil Shkurakov, and this will be also signed by Bertolt Göke, the Director General for Climate Action of the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action of Germany. We're signing the Renewable Energy Solutions Program. Please take your seats. I invite the audience for a round of applause on this signature. We hereby conclude the first signing session between the European Commission, the European Investment Bank, the German government, and the Ukrainian government. Thank you very much. I invite Valdis Dombrovskis, the Executive Vice President of the European Commission, and Anna Lührmann, the Minister of State for Europe and Climate of the Federal Foreign Office of Germany, to sign the next agreement that will be acknowledged by the government of Ukraine, Volodymyr Kuzio. We are signing the Integrated Response Mechanism for Ukraine, the second phase of the program. I invite you for a round of applause. Thank you very much. We hereby continue with the signing of an agreement between the European Commission and the German Development Cooperation, GIZ, an agreement that will be signed by Hertian Kopman, Director General of the European Commission DG NEAR, Neighborhood and Enlargement Negotiations, and Ingrid Gabriela Hüven, the member of the Management Board of the German Development Cooperation. The agreement will be acknowledged by Valdis Dombrovskis, the Executive Vice President of the European Commission, and Volodymyr Kuzio, the Minister of Economy of Ukraine. We're signing the U-Lead for Europe program, Phase 3. The next agreement that we are signing is also between the European Commission and the German Development Cooperation. the Skills for Recovery program signed by our dear signatories. Please take your seats. You will be handed in the agreement shortly. This is the Skills for Recovery program. A round of applause, please. We hereby close the signing session with the German Development Cooperation and the Federal Foreign Office of Germany. And we move to our next segment, which is between the European Commission and the KfW Development Bank. We have agreements to be acknowledged by Valdis Dombrovskis, the Executive Vice President of the European Commission, Volodymyr Kuzio, Minister of Economy of Ukraine, and signed by Hertjan Kopman, Director General of DG NIR, the European Commission, and Christiane Laibach. I invite you to the stage. Christiane Laibach. Christiane Laibach, the member of the Executive Board of KfW Development Bank. We are signing an acknowledgement of several programs that have been supported by the European Commission and will be delivered to Ukraine's economy under the Ukraine Investment Framework, as well as under the European Fund for Sustainable Development. And this includes the reconstruction and rehabilitation of electricity transmission infrastructure program, the municipal infrastructure development program in the city of Chernivtsi, the green lending promotion via the Green for Growth Fund, the EU for Business lending to micro and small enterprises via the EFSE Fund, and the Alternative Finance for Entrepreneurs program. I invite now to the stage the CEO of Ukrenergo, Volodymyr Kudrynsky, the national power company of Ukraine, and I would like to ask Hertjan Kopman to stay with us to acknowledge the signature from the background, and Christiane Laibach to sign the agreement with Volodymyr Kudrynsky. This is the Reconstruction and Rehabilitation of Electricity Transmission for Ukraine program, Phase 1, a grant agreement signed between the KfW Development Bank and Ukrenergo, the national power company of Ukraine. A round of applause, please. Thank you very much. I invite now Christiane Laibach to stay in the background to acknowledge our next agreement, which is a loan agreement between Finance in Motion, EFSE Fund in particular, and Bank Lviv. So I would like to hereby invite the CEO of Bank Lviv, Ashot Abrahamyan, to the stage. And I would like to invite Sylwia Wisniewski of Finance in Motion to join us at the stage, the CEO and co-founder of Finance in Motion. So this is a loan agreement, again, between Finance in Motion, FC Fund, and Bank Lviv to finance Ukrainian economy and SMEs, which is supported jointly by the European Commission and the KfW Development Bank. A round of applause, please. Now I would like to ask Sylwia Wisniewski to stay with us for the next round of signatures, which will happen with Ukrexim Bank, Ukrgaz Bank, and Oszczęd Bank. 3 banks that are going to be supported with loan finance under the Green for Growth Fund. And so here I would like to invite Alexander Szczur, Rodion Morozov, Knut Rissel, Rodion Morozov, and the CEO of Oszczęd Bank, so the CEOs of Ukrexim Bank, Ukrgaz Bank, and Oszczęd Bank. So we should have had 3 CEOs, Ukrexim Bank, Ukrgaz Bank, and Oszczęd Bank. Or colleagues, I would invite you to all acknowledge the signature from behind, and we can start one by one, because I see that the logistics here works such that we start with the signature between Finance in Motion and Ukrexim Bank. Is that correct? A round of applause for that. The next signing is between Finance in Motion and Ukrgaz Bank. A round of applause for the signing between Finance in Motion and Ukrgaz Bank. And the final signature is between Finance in Motion, the Green for Growth Fund, and Oszczęd Bank. A round of applause for the signing of this agreement. And the final program within this segment is an equity investment between Finance in Motion, Green for Growth Fund, and Notus Energy. A round of applause for the signing of this agreement. Hereby, we finish the segment of signings between the European Commission and the KfW Development Bank and its partners, the commercial banks, Bank Lviv, Ukrexim Bank, Ukrgaz Bank, Oschat Bank, Notus Energy. Congratulations. The next signing segment is between the European Commission and BGK Polish Development Bank. We have an agreement to be signed between Hertian Kopman, the Director General responsible for neighborhood and enlargement negotiations, and Miroslav Czekaj of the Polish Development Bank, BGK, the CEO and President of the Management Board. I would like to invite to the stage also His Excellency Minister of Foreign Affairs, Radosław Sikorski of Poland, to acknowledge the signature between the European Commission and the Polish Development Bank, BGK. We're signing a program in support of Ukrainian SMEs in Ukraine. A round of applause on this signature. Now I would like to invite Miroslav Czekaj and Jacek Szugujew, the CEO of Credo Bank, to sign our next agreement, to be acknowledged by Valdis Dombrovskis, the Executive President of the European Commission, Radosław Sikorski, the Foreign Minister of Poland, Hertian Kopman, Director General of DG NIR European Commission, and Volodymyr Kuzio, the Deputy Minister of Ukraine of Economy. This is a loan agreement between the Polish Development Bank and Credo Bank. A round of applause for the signature of this agreement. We have the pleasure of the presence of Her Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister Olha Stefanishyna. I would like to invite you to the stage to acknowledge the signature of this and the next agreements. The next agreement that is going to be signed is between the European Commission and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. However, we understand that the President of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development is not yet present, so we will move to the next segment, which is a signature between the European Commission and the International Finance Corporation. And I would like to indeed invite Alfonso Garcia Mora to the stage, and Gert-Jan Koopman, Director General of DG NEAR European Commission, to execute the signature of an agreement between the European Commission, the International Finance Corporation, which is a program that focuses on better future resilience, reconstruction and regeneration of Ukraine. Signed by Alfonso Garcia Mora, the Regional Vice President of the International Finance Corporation, World Bank Group, and Gert-Jan Koopman, the Director General of DG NEAR, Directorate General for Neighborhood and Enlargement Negotiations of the European Commission. We're signing the Better Futures, Resilience, Reconstruction and Regeneration of Ukraine program. A round of applause for the signature of this agreement. I will now invite Alfonso Garcia Mora to stay at the table, and I will invite Dmytro Moskalenko to join us at the podium, the CEO and representative of the Ukrainian Danube Shipping Company. And here we are signing an investment mandate letter between the International Finance Corporation and the Danube Shipping, Ukrainian Danube Shipping Company. A round of applause for the signature of this agreement. Hereby we close the segment of signings between the European Commission and the International Finance Corporation. And we move to our next segment, which is a signature between the European Commission and the World Health Organization. I would like to invite to the floor Jarno Habricht. Jarno Habricht, the representative to Ukraine of the World Health Organization, and I would like to also invite to the floor Deputy Minister of Economy, Oleksiy Sobolev, to join us to acknowledge this agreement. We witness a signature between Gert-Jan Koopman, the Director General of the European Commission for Neighborhood and Enlargement Negotiations, and Jarno Habricht, the representative of the World Health Organization to Ukraine. And this is an agreement for inclusive strengthening and resilience building of rehabilitation services in Ukraine. A round of applause, please. Our next partner in development for Ukraine is the International Organization for Migration. I would like to invite Irena Voyachkova-Solorano to the stage, the Deputy Director General of the International Organization for Migration, to sign with Gert-Jan Koopman, Director General of the European Commission, responsible for neighborhood and enlargement negotiations, for the signature of our next agreement, which is an agreement for integrated border management in Ukraine. A round of applause for the signing of this agreement. All right, so we have concluded the segment of signings between the European Commission and the International Organization for Migration. And our next signing segment will be between the European Commission and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. However, it seems we are still not in presence of the President of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. However, I see indeed some of the colleagues already in the room. So I would like to invite Valdis Dombrovskis, Executive Vice President of the European Commission and the Managing Director of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, to sign this agreement. This is the first signature in a row, which is acknowledging a set of agreements that the European Commission has signed with the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which includes the Financial Inclusion Recovery Program, the SME Competitiveness and Inclusion Program in Ukraine, the High Bar Program, and the Municipal Infrastructure and Industrial Resilience Program. These four programs constitute the partnership between the European Commission and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. We have a next segment that is a signature between the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development and its partners. We have 3 cities present with us in the room, so I would like to indeed invite the Managing Director of the EBRD to stay with us at the podium. And I would like to invite first of all, the Mayor of the city of Kharkiv, Ihor Teherov. Yes, and I understand he's as well delayed, so we will invite the mayor of the city of Lutsk, Ihor Polishchuk, if he is in the room, and the mayor of the city of Mykolaiv, Alexander Senkevich, if any of them are in the room. If they are not, we will have the pleasure of an advanced press statement by our excellencies. So I would like to invite the first Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine, the Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine, Her Excellency Olha Stefanishina, to deliver her press remarks. And you can make the press remarks from the podium, and I invite our Executive Vice President. You can stay here, and we will call speakers to the podium for their press remarks as well. Please.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on this fascinating event. We see not only the delivery of a political decision, but also its immediate enforcement. Just shortly in February, when European Council has endorsed the proposal of European Commission to open the Ukraine facility fund in the amount of 15 billion, we have already witnessed the signature of multiple agreements which would only relaunch a massive private investment of Ukraine that will substantively increase the resilience of Ukraine economy and will contribute to the reform process, which is inevitably now linked with the accession to Ukraine. I want to personally thank Valdis Dombrovskis for enforcing that, and of course all the team of DG NIR who has been moving that, and the government of Ukraine who has been making sure that we can deliver on our side as well. Thank you so much, and we are looking forward for enforcing of this agreement and bringing back to Kiev a very strong message which will increase the resilience of Ukrainian regions, but also will open up new opportunities for Ukrainian companies to evolve and integrate into EU market. Thank you.
So, Honorable Madam Deputy Prime Minister, Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here in Berlin for the annual Ukraine Recovery Conference. As the EU's next institutional cycle approaches, Ukraine remains very high on our political agenda. Our support for Ukraine recovery and reconstruction is unwavering. This commitment was reinforced today at the first ministerial meeting of the multi-agency donor coordination platform, which I was honored to chair. It also highlighted Ukraine's energy needs and the progress it has made with reforms. At the last Ukraine Recovery Conference, held 1 year ago in London, we announced plans for the EU's 50 billion euros Ukraine facility. Now it is a reality and funds are flowing to Ukraine. Under its investment arm, the Ukraine Investment Framework, today we signed the first guarantee and grants agreements worth 1.4 billion euros to rebuild and modernize Ukraine's energy and municipal infrastructure. Our guarantees should also encourage European companies to invest in key sectors such as renewable energy. This much-needed EU funding would unlock 6 billion euros in investments and provide a lifeline for Ukrainian economy. It also reconfirms the EU's steadfast commitment to continue supporting Ukraine's recovery and reconstruction, with particular focus on its energy sector. Today's agreements will help Ukraine's government to carry out urgent repairs in its electricity infrastructure and help the private sector to raise energy generating capacities. It will also assist municipalities across Ukraine. For example, today we are signing a significant support package for Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city and recently targeted by Russia in its major offensive operation. This city and its people need our support badly, and we are providing it. Alongside investments, we also signed a number of new technical cooperation programs. Together, those are worth more than 100 million euros. They will make EU expertise available to advance Ukraine's reforms in areas such as decentralization, education and skills, health, integrated border management, and crisis response. It has been only 6 months since the EU regulation governing the Ukraine facility came into effect. Now we are starting to roll out all its investments to help Ukraine and its people at the time of the greatest need. And let's remember, this is only the beginning. Thank you very much.
So we would like to thank Executive Vice President of the European Commission, Valdis Dombrovskis, Her Excellency Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine, Olha Stefanishyna. The next speaker to deliver press statements is His Excellency the Foreign Minister of Poland, Radosław Sikorski. Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, Poland has actively supported Ukraine since the first day of the war. In its hour of need, our citizens opened their homes to Ukrainian refugees, and Polish governments have kept providing political and military support to stop Russia's barbaric invasion. Now we are also ready to help the Ukrainian economy to recover and grow and to become more resilient despite the war. Poland's ambition is to support Ukraine's businesses in their economic activities so as to support the war effort. We are therefore very proud that BGK, Polish Development Bank, has been selected by the European Commission to be financed under the third pillar of the Ukraine facility. The project is a significant step towards supporting those Ukrainian businesses who are even in the war zone. More importantly, it has already been tested, which means that new funds allocated today by the European Commission can be put to use immediately. During the first year of the project's implementation, roughly 100 Ukrainian micro, small and medium-sized enterprises have received support and more than 4,000 jobs have been sustained. This is true solidarity in action. I'd like to congratulate the architects of the project, DG NIR, BJK and Credo Bank. Thank you and good luck.
Our gratitude to the Foreign Minister of Poland, Radosław Sikorski. We invite our next speaker, Alfonso Garcia Mora, Regional Vice President of the International Finance Corporation, to deliver his remarks.
Thank you very much, and good morning, good afternoon. Really a big pleasure to be here representing IFC and signing this important agreement with the European Commission. I really would like to thank the European Commission and DG NIR in particular for the support that they have provided to IFC to continue operating in Ukraine and risking the very important private sector initiatives that we are doing in the country. As you have seen in different publications, according to the World Bank Group and the European Commission and the government of Ukraine, we estimate 500 billion the needs for reconstruction in Ukraine, and this will only happen if we can mobilize enough private capital into the country. And that's exactly the aim of our objective and what we are trying to do with guarantees like the ones that we got from the European Commission. So thank you very much. Another example of this effort is the signing that we have had with the Danube company, that is to really try to increase the trade flows in the river, and by that trying to really get a more an agile way to transport wheat and cereal outside of Ukraine to other markets. Thank you very much, and we'll announce some other deals in the coming weeks and coming months, thanks to the support of the European Commission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Regional Vice President of the International Finance Corporation. Our next speaker is Irena Vojačková-Solorano, the Deputy Director General of the International Organization for Migration. Please, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the International Organization for Migration, IOM, it is an honor to sign another project here with the European Union, specifically with DG NIR on border management. Border management, which is extremely important for the flow of people, but also for the flow of goods. And our commitment, IOM's commitment, is to help Ukrainian authorities to manage their borders efficiently, effectively, but also safe. And these are the systems that we will develop together, as we have done in many other countries in the Central European region over 25 years ago. And we are looking forward to implement this project with the Ukrainian authorities. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I invite our next speaker, Jarno Habricht of the World Health Organization, the representative to Ukraine, to deliver his press remarks.
Thank you, and it's a great pleasure to be with many of you here in Berlin. Today we witnessed another collective agreement with European Union we have signed to work particularly on the physical rehabilitation, restoring the health, and really providing support for those in need. And there are many, there are thousands who are needing now the physical rehabilitation due to the war, but also due to many other factors what are happening in Ukraine. In our work, we will focus on 4 priorities, which is really the acute rehabilitation where thousands in need, non-specialized rehabilitation across the whole Ukraine, building more sustainable rehabilitation services, and very important, a topic that we have been discussing many times with the First Lady, Olena Zelenska, which is disability inclusion. So these are the 4 areas, together with European Union and with WHO, we are focusing. I'm reflecting back in the last few months as being in Zaporozhye, in Kharkiv, in Poltava, many places, including Dnipro. And we have so many people who actually need rehabilitation services. I was months ago in Zaporozhye, and there were a number of elderly ladies who were learning again to read as well to write after they had hospitalized because of stroke. So there are people, many people in need across the whole spectrum of ages. So what we are doing in this environment is really to build the local capacities within Ukraine in different locations, ensure that there are sustainable partnerships across many partners, including we ensure the pathways, how the patients are getting treated and that they can have services close to home are available, and ensuring also more sustainability. So I'd like to thank European Union for this partnership now on rehabilitation, a lot of collaboration that we have had over the past years to respond to COVID, as well in increase the health security and have proper vaccination coverage, but also ensuring the health reforms continuing towards the universal health coverage. As well, my last meeting on Friday before coming to Berlin was how to improve the public health system and move forward with the EU accession. So thank you for all the collaboration, and we are here to stay with Ukraine as long as it takes. Thank you.
Gratitude to the representative to Ukraine of the World Health Organization. We have the honor right now to be in the presence of Her Excellency Svenja Schulze, the Federal Minister for Economic Cooperation and Development of Germany. I would like to invite you to the floor to make your press statements.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today's long row of signings of EU cooperation programs with Ukraine at the Ukraine Recovery Conference shows that the EU is firmly standing with Ukraine. And we are not just talking, we are getting into concrete action. Through the Ukraine facility, the EU and its member states will provide sustained support in wartime as well as for the recovery. The Ukraine facility of the European Union is going to make a difference for the investment that the Ukrainian economy needs so urgently, and for the funding of the government of Ukraine. Looking at the many institutions in the room, this is also a big effort for working together, and Germany is happy to be a constructive part of this effort. An important part of this funding aims at the repair and reconstruction of Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Russia has been bombing the energy infrastructure in recent months so many times. This affects the economy, of course, the life of so many Ukrainians. Without electricity, Ukraine cannot prevail during war and cannot manage its reconstruction. And therefore, the energy infrastructure will remain a key element of cooperation. Russia must not and will not succeed with this destroyment of energy systems. Russia has shown it can destroy power plants, but it cannot destroy the power of the Ukrainians, neither their will to repair and to reconstruct. And the European Union and Germany stand firmly by Ukraine's side. We will continue our support as long as it is needed. Thank you very much.
Our thanks to Her Excellency Svenja Schulze. Now I would like to invite Anna Lührmann, the Minister of State for Europe and Climate of the Federal Foreign Office of Germany, to make her press remarks. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here today because it's a clear signal that Germany and the European Union stand united in supporting Ukraine against the Russian war of aggression. We reaffirm our unwavering commitment to support Ukraine's civilian security and justice sectors. Today, we reiterate our joint commitment to deliver urgent support through our stabilization platform's integrated response hub for Ukraine. Through this instrument, we enhance Ukrainian capacities for effective protection of civilians, civilian infrastructure, humanitarian demining, and investigation of Russian war crimes. The hub has recently supported the National Police of Ukraine in its effort to evacuate hundreds of Ukrainian civilians from villages that were attacked by Russians. This has helped to save many innocent Ukrainian lives. Germany and the EU are working together. The hub is funded both by the German Federal Foreign Office and the EU Foreign Policy Instrument. I'm pleased to announce that both Germany and the EU are increasing their respective support for this initiative. Germany is increasing by 12 million euros. The German contribution to the Integrated Response Hub for Ukraine will now amount to a total of 39 million euros. The total funding of the hub will thus amount to 75 million euros. This support makes European solidarity really tangible. With these funds, we have delivered much needed goods such as vehicles and protective equipment. We have also equipped demining units to remove Russian landmines and supported authorities to keep Ukrainian power plants safe. In the wake of the violent and ruthless attacks on Ukrainian energy infrastructure by Russia, we have taken swift action to ensure the continued functionality of critical infrastructure and provided immediate relief, for example, through the delivery of generators. All this shows we stand with Ukraine and we will continue our steadfast support to its people in their pursuit of freedom, as long as it takes.
Thank you very much. I would like to invite now Volodymyr Kuzyo, the Deputy Minister of Economy of Ukraine, to make his press statements.
Yeah, thank you so much. On behalf of the first Vice Prime Minister, Yulia Sviridenko, let me say a couple of words acknowledging the second pillar and the signing of the bunch of the agreements for the first top-up phase of using the Ukraine facility, Ukraine investment framework, which is aimed to mobilize investments for the reconstruction and modernization of Ukraine. So the Ukraine investment framework operates by providing guarantees and blended finance, a mix of loans and the EU grants to support the implementation of the Ukraine plan with the flexibility to increase support and as conditions allow. So the second pillar builds on the experience of the EFSD Plus and the Neighborhood Investment Facility. So Ukraine Investment Framework aims to facilitate sustainable investments in Ukraine's recovery efforts while ensuring alignments with strategic objectives and international standards, offering a variety of risk-sharing instruments, blending and grants the Ukraine investment framework aims to mobilize additional investments into the public and private sector for the reconstruction and modernization of Ukraine from international financial institutions, the Ukrainian banks, development finance institutions, export credit agencies. Opportunities for businesses, we see the guarantees to reduce the cost of collateral for lending. IFIs will provide them directly to businesses and through Ukrainian banks. A mixed mechanism of loans and grants to reduce the cost of capital for businesses will be available both through the intermediate, local and international intermediation. Technical assistance. IFIs and banks will provide consultations to businesses in preparing application, pre-feasibility, feasibility studies, finalizing projects to support and implementation of investments. We are very happy that this announcement and deployment of the first phase, totaling over 1.5 billion euros of guarantees, blended grants, and equity, as well as technical assistance. Thank you so much.
Our gratitude to the Deputy Minister of Economy, Volodymyr Kuzio. We have the honor of the presence of the President of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, Odile Renaud-Basson. As we have not performed the signature of the agreements with the three mayors, I would like to all invite you to take the stage for the performance of that signature. And I would also like to invite the mayors of the cities of Kharkiv, Lutsk, and Mykolaiv to take the stage. So this is Ihor Teherov, Alexander Senkevich, and Ihor Polishchuk. And I would like to invite Hertian Kopman to acknowledge the signature of these agreements from the background. We are signing 3 loan agreements between the EBRD, the city of Kharkiv, the city of Lutsk, and the city of Mykolaiv. These programs are jointly supported by the European Commission and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. A round of applause for the signing of those 3 loan agreements. Another round of applause, please. And now I would like to invite the President of the EBRD, Ms. Odile Renaud-Basson, to make her press statements.
Thank you very much. And we have just signed, and there were first signing and then a second round of signing, a series of agreements of EU funding for Ukraine through the EBRD. This is a very significant package, 517 million euros in guarantees, grants, technical assistance, and this is part of the Ukraine investment framework. The EU contribution will support our investment in Ukraine in crucial areas such as municipal infrastructure, transport and energy and investments, as well as funding for agribusiness and SMEs. This support will allow us to continue to making a real impact on the ground, contributing to repairing critical infrastructure, supporting businesses to preserve resilience and livelihoods, and enhancing food and energy security. Our signing today is also an indication that the European Commission and the EBRD are standing resolutely with Ukraine in this wartime. And our two institutions are providing financial support in key areas to help people and businesses in most challenging situations. At the EBRD, we have already now deployed more than 4.2 billion euros in Ukraine since the war began, with around 500 million euros deployed this year in 2024 alone. And this is a result of great international efforts with all our partners, which are key, in particular the EU, but working together with other financial institutions, IFC, EIB, we were also in this room, is also very important for us. So I think that it's by working together that we will prevail and we will provide the needed support to the countries and its people in these difficult times. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for all our signatories. And now I would like to invite the President of the European Investment Bank, Nadia Calvino, to make the concluding remarks of this press conference. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. There's been a lot of talk this morning since the introductory remarks by Chancellor Olaf Scholz, President Zelensky, President von der Leyen, about these being a conference oriented towards delivery, concrete action on the ground. And I think what we have seen here is the signature of a number of very significant agreements. Now, as the financial arm of the European Union and one of the key investment partners to Ukraine, our key objective is impact. And today we have signed and announced a number of investments to be financed under the EIB's EU for Ukraine fund and also the European Union's 50 billion Ukraine facility, building on our experience on the ground and the very successful agreements we are already implementing to repair major electricity and energy networks, to reinforce and repair other key infrastructures. We have signed today 3 agreements. With the European Commission, we have signed new European Union guarantees to Ukrainian banks to mobilize over 1 billion euros in loans to support small and medium-sized enterprises. And this will particularly benefit war-affected SMEs, veterans, internal displaced people, and female and young entrepreneurs, sustaining the heart of the Ukrainian economy and creating jobs on the ground. Secondly, with the Ukrainian government, under the Recovery 3 program, we have signed new financing to restore critical social infrastructure in Ukrainian cities, to repair and build schools, kindergarten, housing, hospitals and local transport, as well as establishing and repairing infrastructures to supply clean water. Thirdly, we are expanding to Ukraine the flagship advisory service program, JASPERS, and together with our partnership with the European Commission, we will help Ukraine benefit from the technical advice, the technical expertise to develop the projects that will help the country in their accession to the European Union. On top of these signatures, I have had the chance to exchange with leaders of the Ukrainian government some other agreements that have already been approved formally by the European Investment Bank, and that I hope we will be able to sign in the coming weeks. And that is the planned rollout of the high-priority 112 European emergency call system to protect and preserve the safety of Ukrainian citizens, the reconstruction of railway infrastructures and border crossings with European member states, and the modernization of the metro of Kiev. And through our risk capital subsidiary, the European Investment Fund, we are also working and finalizing a very ambitious pan-European export credit guarantee facility endowed with 300 million euros that will support exports by small and medium-sized enterprises in the European Union to Ukraine. All these signatures and the ones we have witnessed here are the result of a fruitful cooperation between the European institutions, our partner financial institutions like the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development that has just been signing here too, the European Commission, and obviously the governments of the member states and the government of Ukraine. And this all confirms the commitment, the unwavering commitment of the European Union to support Ukraine now, the reconstruction now and when the war is over, and a successful path towards EU accession. Ukraine is part of the family, it's part of our present, and we are investing in its future together with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam President. With this, I have the pleasure to conclude the signing ceremony and wish you a very pleasant afternoon.